Welcome back to my channel. You'll be surprised how easy it is to forget math concepts over the summer. So here's a 4th grade math review involving angles and fractions.
It's like every day.
For this angle question, it's asking what is the measure of angle ABC. So here we have ABC, so they want this angle here. Usually when the letter is in the middle, that is the angle that they want you to find. So if you know your angles, or if you don't know, let me just show you a good way to do this. 90 degrees is always straight up. A right angle would be like this. So it would come down here from the top, and this would be a 90-degree angle, which is like a corner of a square or a rectangle, and that would be 90. So we can see that this angle is less than 90, and an angle that's less than 90 is definitely would not be D or C. So we can immediately eliminate those two. So this angle is either 60 degrees or it's either 70 degrees. So what do we have to do? We got to bring in our handy protractor, don't we? So when you put the protractor on, the center has to be there, so you can see that angle there, and then this horizontal line should be showing inside the protractor, right? So you have it nice and even right there. Okay, and then so now you can see that this angle is pointing to 60 degrees. So it's 60, because it would have been a little challenging to look at it and say which one, right, unless you have a protractor. All right, so this one is A, 60 degrees. This question involves a fraction, so let's have a read. Which expression out of these has the same value as 7 times 3/4? Well, the best way to answer that is to find out what is 7 times 3/4. So I'm going to write the question again here. 7 times 3/4. And then what you do is, to balance the fraction out, to make a whole number a fraction, you put it over 1. You haven't messed with the value, it's still 7, because 1 goes into 7 times, so it's still 7. But just to balance it out. And then what I love about fractions is that you just multiply straight across. You don't have to find the lowest common multiple or the lowest common denominator. So we just go ahead and multiply across. So 7 times 3 is going to give us 21. And 1 times 4 is 4. So we're looking for 21/4. Now we have our choices over here. So let's have a look. We're going to have to solve each of them just to see which one matches this answer here. So 21 times 3, we did the same thing. We put the whole number over 1 to make it a fraction. 21 times 3, that's going to give us 63. And 1 times 4 is 4. 63/4? Nope. So it's definitely not A, so we can eliminate that. Let's do the next one. Put this over 1 again to balance the fraction out. 21 times 3, that will give us 63 again. And 1 times 28 is 28. 63/28? Definitely not. B can go as well. Let's look at C. Balance it out. 21 times 1 gives us 21. And 1 times 4 is 4. There we go. So it's definitely C, but just to make sure, right? Let's look at D. So 21 times 1 is 21. And 1 times 28 is 28. So you can clearly see then that matches C. Here's another angle question. Let's get right into this one. Right triangle ABC is shown below. So we have A, B, C. So that's the whole triangle. Write an equation that can be used to determine the angle measure in degrees of angle DBC. DBC. Let N, which is here, represent the measure of angle DBC, then determine the measure of N. So if we go back up here for a second, and it says right triangle. So a right triangle then, I'm going to do it the same way as this one. A right triangle is a 90-degree angle. So this corner here is 90 degrees. So if we look at this corner here, we can see that we have a 90-degree angle, and that 90-degree angle encompasses the 67-degree angle and the n that we're trying to find. So how do we get the n? All right, so let's do our working out down here, because that's what it's asking us to do. So you need the whole triangle angle, which you know is 90. Obviously they don't tell you that, so that is what they would require you to know for you to actually tackle this question. So we do 90, and then we minus the 67 degrees to get the n. So you subtract what you know to get what you don't know, and we don't know the n. So we're minusing the 67 from the total. All right, so we do a little regrouping here, and 10 minus 7 is 3. 8 take away 6 is 2. So n equals 23 degrees. And just to check, right, to put it back, so 67 plus your 23, which you know now is 23, 67 plus 23 should take you back to the whole 90 degrees. So let's do that here. 7 and 3 is 10. 6 and 2 is 8, and 1 is 9. See, takes us back to 90 degrees. So n is definitely 23 degrees. Here we have another fraction question. Let's get right in. Rowan has 3 pieces of yarn as described below. A red piece of yarn that is 3/4 of a feet long, a yellow piece of yarn that is 6/8 foot long, a blue piece of yarn that is 4/12 foot long. Which number sentence correctly compares the lengths of 2 of these pieces of yarn? Okay, so one of these is correct. So it's a combination of these fraction measurements, and they want to know which one is higher or lower than the other. So let's have a look. Sometimes there's another way to do, oh, there's quite a few ways. Let me know which strategy you would use to solve this in the comments. So we have 3/4 is less than 6/8. Well, let's see. Sometimes you can use the strategy of benchmarks. I'm not going to use this one, but I'm just going to mention it. You can use benchmarks and say, is this fraction, or are the fractions closer to 0, half, or 1, and then compare them. But what I'm going to use today, I'm going to use cross multiplication, cross multiplication. Speak a bit too fast sometimes. Okay, so, and I say the best way to do this is to do a cross multiplication, right? It's a shortcut, right? So what you're doing, it's a shortcut. It makes fractions into equivalent ones, okay, by finding a new numerator. So you're not looking for the common denominator. So if we cross multiply, that means we're going this way and then that way. So 8 times 3 is 24. And 4 times 6 is also 24. So this would be an equal sign then, right? So it's not A. So we're going to cross multiply again for B. 4 times 4 is 16. 12 times 3 is 36, right? Is 16 less than 36? Okay, yes, okay. So let's hold that one for now. Let's do the rest just to make sure. 8 times 3 is 24. 6 times 4 is 24. That's the same combination as A. So no, this would be an equal sign in the middle, because 24 would equal 24. So it's not that one. And then the last one, 8 times 4 is 32. And 6 times 12, or 12 times 6 is 72. Is 32 more than 72? No, it's not. So the answer is B, because 16 is less than 36. And I will do a video where cross multiplication is going to be used. I think it would be a nice way to show you as another option if you're not familiar with cross multiplication, how to solve. So 4/12 then is less than 3/4. The answer is B.
I hope this video helped and you got the answers with me. Let me know in the comments below. And of course, if you have any other strategies, please share in the comments below as well. Like, comment and subscribe with that notification bell, and I will see you next time in another math video. Thank you for watching. Class dismissed.